お嬢様。
Hello, my lords and ladies. Back from my COVID hiatus, today I will be reviewing and discussing Chapter 1055 of One Piece, New Age. Last week's chapter, while had fake reveals, does anyone believe that Sabo actually assassinated Cobra? And just the damn confusing arrival of Shanks, who literally showed up to do nothing, and Sabo replacing Dragon as the face of the Revolutionary Army, this week was going under some shaky footing. And boy, do I've got something to say about it. Let's get into it. One Piece got the jump cover this week, advertising the new One Piece movie, One Piece film Red, which will be heavily Shanks involved. To be honest, it's not a bad cover. The red really pops it, with a nice contrast to Luffy's full color. Oda generally does a great job with movie outfits for the Straw Hats, and I think this one of Luffy is pretty good. Next, there was a movie poster for the film. I'm not as big a fan on this. Uda seems to be awkwardly positioned, swaying a little too much, and I can't make out anything of what the background is supposed to be behind her. And this Luffy Shanks facing other directions, it just feels like false advertisement. Like, oh, Luffy and Shanks are going to have a standoff. Come and watch, guys. Yeah, I seriously doubt that'll happen. The first page is another promotion of the upcoming film. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Uda composes a song that is the same name of the chapter. That's a little coincidental, don't you think? Seems a little bit odd. But sure, more promotion for the film. Alright, let's move on. We'll come back to this later. Starting out with the continuation between the Scabbards and Green Bull. Before I get into it, something that bugged me last week sticks out even more now. Where is Kinemon? What is the point of him going through multiple death fakeouts just so he can be benched and not defend his lord anymore? At least Kiku has an excuse that his arm was cut off. But whatever. Reivew gets taken out pretty damn quickly. My initial reaction to this was, Green Bull, he's racking up more bodies than Kaido. Are the Scabbards going to die here instead of the war on Onigashima? It feels weird. Robin, Law, and Sukiyaki travel the distance of an entire country to reach the road poneglyph. And that in the ruins of Old Wano, there is also Pluton, the ancient weapon. Also revealing that Wano has an unnatural wall formation around it. Who or whatever made these walls is probably also responsible for the red line as well. But man, I am confused as hell. So Kaido used Jack, assuming that this was before he ate his devil fruit, to go find the road poneglyph, which he did. But Jack didn't find Pluton, even though it was in the same vicinity. Like, he just found the poneglyph before he stumbled upon Pluton and was like, well, my job here is done. Better go eat a devil fruit so I'll never be able to come back here again. Or maybe he did find Pluton, and that's why Kaido's plan was to get Pluton. But if Kaido knew where Pluton was, he made no effort to get it. He made a whole lift system to raise ships from the outside of Wano into the country, but he didn't do anything about the ancient freaking weapon that was right under his nose. It's just not adding up. And frankly, these cracks in the story are starting to add up. Back to the Green Bull fight. Green Bull continues his cartoon villain speeches saying that Kaido was a good thing. Because yeah, the desolation of your land, the enslavement of its people, is okay because it means you were saved because no one else wanted to mess with your Yonko savior. We get it, Green Bull. You're an asshole. Jeez, at least Aka Inu was straight and to the point. Sure, he was a jerk, but he didn't give stupid exposition about how everyone who is a complete asshole is actually a good thing. Well, it looks like Green Bull just wanted to get rid of the fire user because he's just casually tying everyone else up. But what Momonosuke said really got on my nerves. Even more than Denjiro's smirk right here. You're losing the fight. One of your friends was impaled and possibly killed, for all you know. Couldn't you try to take this a little bit more seriously? But Momonosuke kind of heavily implies that Yamato is going to be leaving with Luffy. Do you know the only person who has said that Yamato is leaving with the Straw Hats? Yamato. And yes, I know Robin did the same thing. But Robin did it at the end of the arc, after everything was resolved, and Luffy immediately accepted her. Yamato has been saying this for months, and Luffy never said yes once. And yes, I am biased against Yamato. She's a flat, cringy character. If I have to hear her introduce herself as Odin at every new island they go to, I'm going to be sick. Anyway, while little fire doesn't seem to work on Green Bull, a lot of fire does. This made me think of the good old days before hockey, when the only way to counter our Logoa was to use a counter element. Then Shanks makes his move. And I am sorry, I would think that an admiral, the elite fighting force of the Marines, wouldn't turn into a complete pansy at just projected Conqueror's hockey. Look how pathetic Green Bull is right now. He has his hands up in fear. And like that, the Green Bull threat was over. When I read this, I was completely flabbergasted. What exactly was the point of this? Why did Green Bull show up? Why was Shanks here? Just for that? Then it hit me. It had been staring us in the face the whole time. Shanks wasn't here to end the conflict like he did at Marineford. No, he was here to sell movie tickets. This is a new low for One Piece. I lived in Japan when Strong World came out. They did a little in-manga promotion for it. They mentioned that Shiki had escaped Impel Down, but that was more of a side note. And more importantly, the arc at the time was taking place in Impel Down. It would make sense to bring it up. This was extremely forced. You took the reveal of Green Bull, built him up as a dangerous threat, only for him to be completely emasculated by Shanks. You brought Shanks to Wano for no other reason than to hype him up. In a chapter named after a plot point in a movie that has a huge Shanks presence in it. Ooh, look how cool Shanks is. Well, make sure to go see the movie if you want to see more of this ultra strong cool dude. This wasn't to drive the plot forward. This was a giant advertisement, and it feels rotten. Well, the cherry on this sundae is that the strongest members of the Straw Hats were looking on at the battle, going, hey, looks like we weren't needed. Yeah, guys, why would you need to jump in? I guess the real reveal of this chapter is that everyone hates Reivew, and the sight of him being drained into a husk didn't bother anyone in the slightest. Hey, maybe they're all used to all the death fake-outs, so even they don't care when it looks like someone dies. Guys, I don't want to be negative about One Piece. I really don't. I've been enjoying One Piece for over a decade, but when I feel that the plot is being sacrificed in order to sell a product, it really feels shitty. Like, you could have had a chapter focused on Shanks, maybe him confronting Bartolomeo. But you know, Oda wouldn't do that, because Bartolomeo is a fan favorite, and thus it would hurt their prospects if Shanks did something against him. So, Green Bull was their sacrificial lamb to the One Piece film Red God. Like, Green Bull made it eye-rollingly obvious that you were supposed to hate him. So yeah, Shanks sure is awesome for shutting him down, right kiddies? Did you see the movie poster with Shanks on it? Sure glad we took a month off to make this chapter align with the movie release. Yuck. 1 star. Oda better start turning things around. At least now the movie will be released and we won't have to deal with this subterfuge commercial anymore. But seriously, I need waves made. Get Blackbeard to break down the walls and take Pluton. Have Luffy tell Yamato that she's cringe and he doesn't want someone pretending to be someone else on his crew. Have Usopp ironically agree. Or fuck it, cut off this rotting limb known as Wano and just move on already. I really hope things get better. I'll see you in the world of tomorrow.